8 bricks were harmed in the making of this project. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey there friends, I'm Andrew, welcome to the Scrap Box, and today we have ourselves a keychain Pac-Man arcade. This small keychain was made by Tiny Arcade, surprise surprise, and it has operating lights and the ability to play Pac-Man. Unfortunately, mine is currently broken. It doesn't have any sound coming out of it, but I got it for an absolute steal on eBay, so I'm not complaining. Now, there is one glaring problem with this Pac-Man keychain, and that's the fact that it is not Lego-sized. The grown Lego man is but a toddler in front of this machine, and so we're gonna see what we can do about that. Bloop, bloop. The first step to any project like this is often the easiest, dismantling whatever you have. Something new that I don't normally see taking things apart is the panel doesn't just fall outwards, it slides upwards. Oh, that is the inside of it. Let's see what else we can pry out. Here we've got the power supply, the power switch, the controls, the screen. Behind there's the motherboard. A giant sneeze. A second giant sneeze. That is the light for the top of the machine right there. It's kind of hard to tell with the bright lighting. Here's the speaker, and the little magnet fell out the back right when it opened, which is probably why the speaker wasn't working. And of course, a bunch of screws. Now, before I continue, I gotta make sure, does it still work after I took it apart? The answer is thankfully yes. Even better is the fact that using this as a measuring tool, we could see that that screen is just under 4 studs wide, which is gonna fit perfectly into an arcade. I think the best way of making the whole arcade machine smaller, though, is to find an external power source, which begs the question, can I use a USB to power this? Alright, pretty simple. I took out the battery pack, I attached this to a USB cord. That's definitely not how it's gonna finally look. I just wanted to test it and see if it does work. Alright, it's plugged in, crossing all of our fingers, and... Nice, alright. What does this mean? It means we no longer have to have this huge chunk inside the actual arcade machine, so it could be a lot slimmer, and then we'll just have an external power source. Making the body is going to be interesting because obviously this is not meant to be turned into a Lego product. However, I did manage to make this exterior case, which is going to stand up like that. We are going to slightly have to modify some of these tiles. The reason behind this project is I wanted to make something that could be stuck into a Lego diorama and no one would know the wiser. From the outside, they'd be like, yes, that is part of the Lego world. The interior might be a little modified, but the end product, you should not be able to realize that. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Unfortunately, the reason we do have to modify this is because the little motherboard is slightly wider than the width of this, so we're gonna have to make a little cut here and here so it can slide in. I will be using my Dremel to make this incision. Always remember to wear your protective eyewear. And I should probably also be wearing gloves, so please be smarter than me. Let's go. As you can see, there's a nice groove between the two. I'll definitely clean them up, but I just checked, and yes, the little motherboard does fit in that perfect groove. Don't worry, I'll move the screen in a second. However, with just those few tiny modifications, we've taken something this size, and we've made it this size. I also took 2 1x4 Lego plates, and I cut 1/3 of them off, for the exact same reason they had to fit the little green motherboard. However, with those 2 1x4s in place, you can see the screen perfectly fits in the middle of them. I also added that one 1x4 yellow one. Now before we continue, I'm going to put that little light and I'm going to make sure it's nice and firm up here so it'll shine through the front, because later we're going to steal this Pac-Man sticker. We're going to put it right on top. Alright, I just checked it and it still works. Everything is in good working order, despite the wires hanging out at the bottom. Our total tally for Lego bricks harmed in the making of this is 4. It's going to be 5 by the end of this, I can guarantee you. Now comes the scariest part. This almost fits a 1x3, but if I make a 1x4, it overlaps it way too much. However, what I can do is take a tiny bit off of this little black play area. And that's scary, because if you sever any of the stuff in there, then the game doesn't work. But no progress without risk. Now, I've never been great at cutting a perfectly straight line, but I think that's pretty good. As promised, I had to hollow out 2 of these 1x3s in order for this to fit nice and snug, which brings our total up to 6, I believe. Hopefully last, and definitely not least, filed down the edges of these because they're going in the front. It took me forever to find a way to glue this front panel in. Does it look good? Not really. I'm going to have to touch it up a little later, but we're going to move on for the sake of my sanity. I've changed the back a little bit so the wires can come out of it, and I also put some purple brackets because I have no little 1x1 brown brackets, not brown, black brackets, and a 1x2 gray bracket so you could, you know, put it somewhere, and then a 1x4 black tile, and let's decorate that. It's got its classic little orange square, it's got a black return coin slot, and where the quote-unquote speakers would come out. Okay, we have made quite the mess, but I think it's ready to be plugged in. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Okay, let's see if it actually plays. Alright, very nice. Look at this, ready? Look at my guy. That's a great size. Now all I have to do is put some stickers on it and clean it up. Then we'll have our very own Lego working Pac-Man arcade machine. I'm going to do my best to steal this sticker. A little Mod Podge will help glue that right into place. Stubborn little ones, I ended up printing my own stickers and pasting them on just because the other ones did not want to come off. Okay, let's clean it all up and see what we got. What am I going to do with this machine now that I have it? Well, it'll make its way somewhere into the city. I'll probably make a little beachside arcade. Anyways, have a great rest of your day. Make sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Leave a comment. Feed your lobster if you haven't today. Bye.